Welcome to the final video in this series, video number 4. In video 1, we shattered the illusion. We exposed the pit, the pain that you've been tolerating in your marriage, your life, and your identity as a man. In video 2, we laid out the peak, the version of you that leads, commands, respects, and never chases validation again. In video 3, we identified the gap, why most men never cross from the pit to the peak, and how power, perspective, protection, and production equip you to close that gap. But here's the real question. Why do so many men stay stuck? Why do so many watch videos like this, get fired up for a day or two, and then fall right back into the same patterns? It's because they don't follow a proven path. They think they can willpower their way through change, but transformation doesn't happen on accident. It's intentional, and it requires the right framework, the right support, and the right standard. The reason that most men fail is that they don't understand the process of real transformation. They confuse change with transformation. Change is taking a triangle, rotating at 90 degrees. You change its position, but it's still a triangle. Do that enough times and you realize that the more you change, the more you stay the same. Transformation, on the other hand, is about taking that triangle and turning it into a square, then a circle, then a star. The shape itself evolves. The identity shifts. That's transformation. But here's what makes transformation possible. Truth. And truth comes from God. God is the author of transformation. Without truth, without a higher calling, you will always drift back to old patterns because your foundation is weak. The journey from pit to peak is broken up into 4 stages, and every man who levels up follows the same process. The 4 stages are: wake up, take a knee, have it all, give it all back. Stage 1, wake up. The lies begin to drop. Every man starts here. This is the moment that you realize that you are the problem and therefore also the solution. The moment where you stop blaming, stop hiding, and start seeing life as it really is. Truth creates awareness. Stage 2, take a knee. This is where we surrender to who we must become. Once you wake up, you have a choice. You can keep living in denial, or you could submit to the next version of yourself. This isn't weakness, it's power. It's the moment that you stop fighting reality and start aligning with what God is calling you to be. Stage 3, have it all. This is where you install the tools, the systems, the habits that create real change. This is where you stop running on emotion and start leading with discipline, where your power, perspective, protection, production, and your purpose align, and you become unshakable. Stage 4, this is where we give it all back. This is freedom and legacy. Most men stop at have it all, but true transformation is about freedom, the ability to detach from the outcome and lead from conviction, not desperation. This is where you move beyond fixing your marriage and start creating a life of purpose and impact. So why do most men stay stuck? The reason most men never make it past stage 2 is simple. They're afraid of collision. Most men are people pleasers, which is one other way of saying conflict avoiders. They avoid the hard conversations. They tolerate the things that they shouldn't. They let fear of rocking the boat keeping them from taking charge. But here's the truth. Men who avoid collision never create connection. You must be willing to protect the frame of your life, in your marriage, in your business, in your purpose. If you don't, your wife will test you until you either step up or she steps out. And that's why the Vow and Victory exists, to give men a proven path, a system, and a standard that they can stop living in fear and start leading. Now, I've laid out the process here. I've given you the framework, but the truth is you can't do this alone. That's why I created the Vow and Victory, a program built to walk you through this transformation step by step. This isn't about saving your marriage. It's about rebuilding you. Inside, you'll be guided through the 5 Ps: power, perspective, protection, production, and purpose. You will be held accountable to a standard. You will be surrounded by other men who refuse to settle. This is the difference between men who break free and men who stay stuck. So, what's your next move? So if you've been with us throughout this entire series, something inside of you is telling you it's time to move. And the next step is simple. Apply for a one-on-one clarity call. On this call, we will map out your path, expose what's keeping you stuck, and build a plan to move you forward. If you're serious about transformation, then this is the moment where you have to decide. Click on the link, fill out the application, and book your call now. The time for waiting is over. The time for action is now.